Anyway, here's what I was saying. The ability to speak well in public, the ability to speak effectively in public, the ability to speak dynamically in public is the difference between being merely successful and highly successful. Raise your hand if you want to be highly successful. Good. So do I. When I think about being highly successful, I think back to second grade. Miss McIntyre's class. As far as I'm concerned, everybody had a Miss McIntyre. She was tough. She meant business. She pushed us harder than we thought we could go. And I respect her to this day. But Miss McIntyre traumatized me. Miss McIntyre one day had us sing the song, The Little Drummer Boy. You know that Christmas song, The Little Drummer Boy? I hate the song, The Little Drummer Boy. And it was probably because of this experience. So Mrs. McIntyre had us sing The Little Drummer Boy, and she was the type of person who can tell in a crowd of 200 people, the one person off key. Guess who that was? So she stops, and she says, I want everybody to stop singing. Somebody's off key. Mark, I want you to sing by yourself. This look of terror came over my face, and I looked to the kid to my left, and I looked to the kid to my right, and before I could open up my mouth, my eyes opened up, and the tears came falling down my face. I was traumatized. I'll never forget that day, because I value that day now. Because Mrs. McIntyre put me on the spot, and I was uncomfortable, so uncomfortable that I started to cry. But if Miss McIntyre could see me now, she'd still say I can't sing. But she would see that I'm comfortable being in the spot. And then I think about 17 years ago, I guess I'm going to age myself, about 17 years ago, I became a classroom teacher. And I remember sitting at department meetings, and I had things that I wanted to say, but I never opened my mouth. And I lost out on a lot of opportunities until I started raising my hand at meetings and saying things. And then all of a sudden, I was asked to represent the department at the freshman orientation or the open house. Next thing I knew, I was on the stage for assemblies and speaking at graduation, delivering presentations at the PTA meetings. I was delivering announcements over the PA system every day. I went from a classroom teacher to the voice of the school to the assistant principal of English at one of the top schools in the entire country. I'm an assistant principal of English at Brooklyn Technical High School. I'm proud of that. I always say that with pride because my mother, God rest her soul, was a single, poor, illiterate woman. She couldn't read and she couldn't write. And her son is the assistant principal of English. So I'm proud of that. And I always like to share that because I praise my mother all the time. But on top of all that, I got so interested in public speaking that I started looking for opportunities. And currently, I just became a professional development trainer for educators to teach them about strategies they can use for classroom management and school-wide discipline. So I'm always finding these opportunities and speaking more and more and more and more. But just like every professional, we heard that word earlier today, just like every top executive, just like every CEO, I continue to train myself as a public speaker. Which is why about a year and a half ago, I joined an organization called Toastmasters International. That's an international organization designed to help people develop their skills as leaders and as public speakers. Which is why when you look at my name, Marc Williams, CC, CC stands for Competent Communicator. That was the first distinction I ever earned as a Toastmaster. And I had to deliver 10 different speeches to earn that distinction. But my ultimate goal is to become a distinguished Toastmaster. And eventually, somewhere along the line, I hope to become the world champion in public speaking. That's an actual contest that they do in Toastmasters. No belt. No belt. No belt. Trophy, but no belt. But a lot of networking opportunities and exposure. We heard that word earlier today as well. The 2012 World Championship of Public Speaking just happened this past summer. And the second place winner is an engineer by trade. And when he was asked, in this very magazine, when he was asked, how has Toastmasters impacted your profession? He said, as an engineer, most of my communication is by email. But Toastmasters helped me to develop my face-to-face communication and my listening skills. And that set me apart from the rest of the technical staff. And that helped me move up the corporate ladder. And currently, he is a section manager at his firm. And he owes all of that to Toastmasters. And I share that example with you because I think that's a great example of what the power of public speaking can do for your future. So today I want to give you that power of public speaking, or what I like to call the elocution of engineering. Elocution, that's a fancy word for the art of public speaking. Engineering is your future. And if you want to be highly successful as an engineer, then you want to pay attention to what Anthony Fasano said. Anthony Fasano is a civil engineer. He became a partner in an engineering firm at the age of 27. He's an engineering career coach. And he wrote the book, Engineer Your Success, the 7 key elements to creating an extraordinary engineering career. And he said of all the 7 elements, the one that should be on top is public speaking. That will set you apart from everybody else. That will set you on top. Public speaking will give you the advantage. So I want to talk about the advantages that public speaking will give you. Public speaking will make you clear, concise, and confident. Clear. If you want to be a leader in your industry, then you have to pay attention to what the experts say. That a team that is effective because the leader gives clear instructions and clear expectations. I'll get to some of the handout. All right, I'll get to that. I'm right here. When you need to go to the handout, I'll tell you when to go to the handout, all right? All right? Public speaking will help you to design a clear message. Concise. A lot of us have a wealth of knowledge, but we don't have a wealth of time to share that knowledge. Public speaking will help you say something meaningful in a short amount of time. Confident. This is probably the most important advantage of public speaking. Because if you can do something well that most people are afraid to do, then imagine how that's going to build your confidence. And here's what the leadership experts said. As important as communication is, as important it is to be empowered by a title, none of that means as much if you don't have confidence. People don't follow leaders who are unsure of themselves. People follow leaders who are confident. Public speaking will give you that confidence. Public speaking will give you that advantage. Public speaking will also improve your interpersonal skills and your level of expertise. Interpersonal skills. The more comfortable you become speaking in front of a large group of people, the more comfortable you become speaking in small groups and in one-on-one conversations, because you become more engaging. And as a result of becoming more engaging, you're able to develop, you're able to develop stronger connections with people, build stronger relationships with people. And once again, the research says that if you can build stronger relationships with the members of your team, you can increase productivity among the members of your team. Because people work hard for people they like. Level of expertise. When you become responsible for sharing a wealth of knowledge, you become responsible for knowing what you're talking about. And so what public speaking forces you to do is read more, learn more, write more, do more research. You become an expert. And people follow people who know what they're talking about. Public speaking will give you that knowledge and that advantage. Public speaking will also increase your visibility and your opportunities. Because the more dynamic you are as a speaker, the more people pay attention. And as they pay attention to you, they start thinking of you when opportunities come up. There's a gentleman by the name of Dan Shulman. He's a professional political campaign manager. And he went on record a couple of years ago and he said, I don't mind working with this guy. He's very detail-oriented. He works really hard. But this guy, Barack Obama, man, he's a boring speaker. Now, I don't know what Barack Obama he was talking about. But apparently it was the same Barack Obama that many of us met in 2004 at the National Democratic Convention But when he opened his mouth and spoke, everybody took notice. And when everybody took notice, people started to say, I think that guy should run for president. And as we know, the rest is history. 2 times. Or as I like to say, the rest is legacy. And I'm going to say in so many different ways that I'm here today to help you build your legacy by giving you the power of public speaking, by giving you the elocution of engineering. But first, allow me to reintroduce myself.